All right, we're back again now with the book Gróga Cloch by Pádraig Branach. We're on the second page of the first chapter. We left off at Iglúd Cúlráideach, where he was talking, Macdara, the main character, was talking about going down to the river, hoping to find some fishermen to chat about his brother heading off to London. So Cuni sé ag Fara amach. So he was keeping a Fara amach, a lookout, because going down to the river to fish some bradon or salmon is to get caught perhaps by the muir or the commodity who works for the Tirna Talun or the Ban Tirna, the people that owned the river at the time. Ba le cleacha, that's a lovely word for stone walls. So ba le cleacha a hulshe. So he went the way of the stone walls in his walk there. Nuravishe, and the she is Macdara. Nuravishe Saquil. So he was talking about the quill before and his worry about the not the noises of the animals, but the canron, the gran, the whispering, sharp kite or talk of the trees high up in the air, whispering in gossip to each other. Vishe sequil, vishe kurmach nach bleskach brosne. So brosne is the bits of twig that you light your fire with. So pleske would be to break them or to explode them under his footsteps. So he was kurmach not to do that. Fuin kish under his feet. So haring goch shin ard vade an vir air, because to do such would raise the ard or pull out the ard of the vadi, of the awareness of the vadi of the muir, who's the fella who patrols the land for the Tirna. So ligach an mad glam, and the would let out this dog, glam, which is like a taffin or a glor namadi, the bark of the dog. Doloch she, hen, cool stock cran. So he would hide himself. Doloch she himself is a Macdara, hen, cool behind stock cran. Gogach is another word for stock cran. That's the what do you call it? The crumpon, not a crumpon, but the gogach, gogach credum. So the trunk of the tree. That's where he'd hide himself. Nur hánig sé gudi onid vi torrente leis an glos biog in a nierna in the iskri. So where did the made the iskri vehicle? They would put their vehicle in the close biog, in the little car close little field. So he came to the onid, which is the place or the institution or the building or the place that was Torrenta bordered with the parking lot and close Biog, where the Iskari would leave their vehicle, their glustan, to Parkeye. Rinne sé íirecht an close sin a honro. So he's looking at the close and he's thinking that he's going to honro it or go into detail about try to understand what's going on there. So ní rah ein glúisteán or car an ach beidir go raibh rothar. So there wasn't any car, but he was looking out, was there a bike? On glós síos go dtí an abhainn, so there was this field going down to the river. Bhí an fauna. Fauna is very, it was very gair, the fauna. Fauna is a slope, big dull shees. So the fauna is a boher that's going down a hill. Ma vi or slope. Ma vi hen das chan krente or crin, I think. Ma vi hen das krinte an. Agus dastader, they would grow an bealach fad, the whole length, gedi I voshgacht within lekhed 50 kuige slat, the vroch na hawen. So vi hen Ma vihen das krinte. So if there was growth of krinte or cran on this fauna on this slope, and they grew on the Bialach Erfad all the way to the within the Quig. He's describing to the Bruach Nahawan, the sort of difficult path to the Bruach. Bruach is the Kish Arige, and the Kish, the Kiwish, and Grindel, the Grindel. Bruach is the Tiv Nahawan, the side of the river, the banks, the Bruach. There's a reel called the Bruach and the Hare in the banks of Ireland, as favorite of my grandmother. She's some fawn lesh. Down the slope with him, ag fara na hawan tri gege. So he was taking notice of Farah, watching the awan tri gege, which is agus tri dilur. So that's creeve on the cran, your lava or your gege too, and your tri dilur. Dilur is like dilyog, na grin. So the foliage or the leaves or the branches or the limbs. So down he went, and he's there taking awareness of these things along the path. Vi glushocht warsen ishke. Marahil she gemech. Glushocht is like you could say glushocht kjol, like a movement in music, like Beethoven or Turlock Caroline, or glushocht. Maar glushdon is a car, mobility or some kind of action is an ishke. He thought that there would be. Ni ro antishke rodarche, rowoderche, moderche. So moderche is darke. So rowoderche is too dark, right? Or grume or scamalach. Pe cray is putjach a kurna tilte on. So whatever cray or clay or putjach or lob or mud, it was put the floods in it. He was glanta fuisha. He was cleaned under this. Honig she about this. Honig she kliggin yakin. So the kliggin is on. It's like the klig, your klig, or your kliggin is your blask or blaskan. He saw the didon of the hawk, the roof of the little house of the boat, the little boathouse, he's from him, down below from him. A Jewish grante, this is like a aver, so Jewish aver or the granite. We just said that other word, bruch nahawen, Jewish nahawen egg krivoge, a row a niljur, and the krivene with their leaves, tuntehe, tavi egon skala, grena. So they were Chontahe is Astraha, no Ahru, kun like Kasa na Dilur. Tavwi is a sort of color. So Bui egg on Scala Grena with the scalding son of the sun, the iskra on. So he's describing what he's on his way down, and there were in fact iskri there. Well, there was one anyway, iskra. Vi she'emui sanawin, and he was outside in the river. Vi idir yima, no brawn or disappointment, agus achas makdara fuin iskra. So upon seeing this iskra, Makdara was between disappointment and joy. Ni vech an en iskracht ege hen, the var session. So there wouldn't be any iskracht at Makdara because they var him being emphasized, sheshin, nishe she, it's the emphasized she, so sheshin, and that sheshin is iskra, the fisherman. Ach branoch she and would watch. He is Makdara, is on the Iskara. So would watch he Makdara on the Iskara. So he'd watch the Iskara instead of, he wouldn't be able to Iskaracht, however. Ma vi Iskara on kahi garo an muiran. Because if there was the Iskara on, then the mir would be there as well, was there also. Corral on muir. Where was the muir? The fellow who's watching the Beidir Goroshe Ishti Yakin Namad Ig Brahnu Amach. Maybe he was inside the boathouse, the little boathouse, watching out. Vi Funyog Bra War Yakin Namad. And there was a lovely big window in that boathouse. Glynne Erfad into, and it was plowed with glynne windows or glass agus áwork áin an áin waithe. So it's a great place for looking out, or áwork áin, beautiful sight from that on the river from the little Chacín. An clí rá an uniog tógathe hí an táwork as sa cór hóg lénach. And the way that was the window built, there was a rark or awark, stash points, cade imerle, sight before him, before this Chacín, as glenach or linner or solshu or solshach, as bright and glowing as that would come with a dinner on brach san ishke ekal, and that's, you'd see the trout in the water to see. So a ma ishti, and was a ma ishti sitachin, inside the little house was the fellow watching out the commodity. No an roche eg baint lufferni, or was he out collecting fiele no draviel, which would be like lightable. Brosna was the other word for it. Brosna here. Where is that? Brosna. Dried sort of. Was he out collecting Lufferny Tamil for courts to light for your fire, like weeds, as it were. Bruch na hawen, or was he on the bruch, the Kewish, the Tiv na hawen, collecting those things? Vi na fieli mora, that's big weeds, a das growing, that grew hochhivrach, so boldly, so duver, rabach, donach, borbach, larger, like Aaron Bart, on the in a gra cree hille iskre, and it would that they would put at every fisherman this craw in their cree, that there was the size of these weeds, like they're mad, so it's like overgrowth, like, so she's talking about he's really giving you the natural sense of things, what's going on. One macht daar onvelunige mag onro raak jas. Raak is our freshen. An iskeres and auen egge. So I'll return exactly to this sentence in the next video, and we'll just keep plowing on through the books that I've read and will read with you. You're very welcome to join us ag Laurt in Nailge Awan, where we speak in Irish only, at our gatherings through the week on Urban Gaeltacht on Zoom, usually at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Right. Gurmil Mahagi, Slán na Nish.